Alrighty, and we are live. What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of Any of the Podcast. Just getting everything set up. We'll be ready to go. Hope everyone's day's going on, week's going on, weekend going on. Update on my foot. I can't really raise it enough, but my boot is off. So I am no longer in boot. I'm still taking it slow, but the boot is off. Big update on my foot.
Like Christmas alarm.
Let's see. Otherwise, though, still trying to see with the weather whether I'm gonna go to Jets Browns this week or not. Obviously, I'm going to the WWE show next week. May even go to the NXT the next day. I have to see. Also, next week's episode will be Tuesday because next week I do not have school on Tuesday, being that Landers is going on a retreat that I do not go on. So their episode will be Tuesday, not Wednesday next week. But anyways, given baseball is done, not really much like daily factors. I probably will do it live later in the night so I can do like a live reaction to the rankings. But it will be Tuesday, not Wednesday next week. Given I don't have anything on Tuesday, whereas Wednesday I don't have anything in the morning, but in the afternoon I'm back on campus for class, so I'd rather do it. Well, then again, I think Zoom probably be Zoom that day anyway, but all right. So next week it will be on Tuesday, not Wednesday, just because of that change. Anything else to note of? I think that's pretty much it. See, I don't know about if I'm going to Jets Browns or not. Still trying to see with the weather. At the moment, the weather looks like it's going to rain, but I'm like basically checking day by day and trying to see if that will change or not. I also found out someone that I relatively know might be actually going to that game, which is interesting. But ultimately, it just all comes down to weather because I'm not schlepping out to MetLife.
But without help from what?
In the rain, so if it's not raining, it's going to be worth my time and I'll go. If it's raining, I ain't going to MetLife. Either way, let's get into this. What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of Banging the Booth Podcast. Thank you all so much for the support. To this point, I very much do appreciate it. Let's dive in. Today's vernacular grid, we have Mariners, Padres. Mariners played first base minimum of one game. Reds, Tigers, and played center field minimum of one game. Okay. Reds, Mariners, Matt Latos, I know fits both. There we go. 5%. Not expecting it to be that high, but okay. Reds, Mariners. Jay Bruce fits that. Oh, Edwin fits that. I imagine he can't be that high. 1% higher than I would think, but I will take that. Let's just fill out the team connections first. Tigers, Padres, Ian Kinsler fits. Mike Cameron, I think, fits. Well, I don't know if Cameron played for the Tigers. Sheffield fits. Might not be the most common answer. That's a lot higher than I would think. Interesting. 15%. Tigers, Mariners, Carlos Guillen fits. Who else would fit for Tiger Mariner? Pudge, no. Oh. Fernando Rodney, also high. That is shocking. I'm surprised by those numbers. Reds first base. I could go Tony Perez. I could go. I wonder if he would have played first base. 7%. I will take that. I mean, that's pretty high. Because I know he played first base at the latter end of his career, so I was wondering if we've all been for Reds. I guess we did. Tires. I could go Hank Greenberg for a Jewish connection. I mean, then again, my score's gonna be pretty high anyways. I'll just throw in the Jewish connection, Hank Greenberg. 3%, a lot lower than I would think that would be. That is something. First base and center field. Jim Edmonds fits this, but he would probably be pretty high. Stan Musial. Don't tell me this is going to be a high answer. 0.8%, I will take that. I'm going to do the bonus guessing. Padres center field minimum of 1 game. I didn't use Mike Cameron above, so I'll use him here. 2%, I will take that. Total area score 151. I'm going to keep guessing to fill out the whole grid. So Mariners center field minimum of 1 game. Any chance Jay Bruce would have done it in his short time as Mariner? No. Okay. What other random Mariner outfielders can I think of? Teoscar Hernandez. Any chance you would have? No. Randy, no. D. Strange Gordon. Wow, yeah. Total race score frames 0.5. So let's see. Top answers. Both my top guesses were the top answers for each category. Well, I was not expecting that. Anyway, so top answers for today's Vacuum Grid. Reds, Padres, 8% is Will Myers. Reds, Mariners, 28% Ken Griffey Jr. Reds played first base number 1 game at 24% is Joey Votto. Tigers, Padres at 15% is Gary Sheffield. Tigers, Mariners at 17% is Fernando Rodney. Tigers played first base minimum 1 game at 20% is Miguel McGee. Padres played center field minimum 1 game at 13% is Tony Gwynn. That makes sense. Mariners played center field minimum 1 game at 20% is J-Rod. That makes sense. And then played center field and first base minimum 1 game at each at 14% is Cody Bellinger. That's it for Magical Grid for today. Leak off. The theme is 2002 positions. So it's pretty much just going to be asking for if they were infield, outfield, starter, or reliever in those years. I am doing Cleveland and Seattle today. So for Cleveland, the player options: Omar Vizquel, Bartolo Colon, Milton Bradley, Ricky Gutierrez, Ryan Drees, Matt Wadden, Carl Sadler, Bob Wickman, Terry Mulholland, Travis Fryman, Chuck Finley, and Chris Magruder. So I know Fryman for sure is a hitter, and Bartolo Colon's a pitcher. Clone, Finley. Let's submit this and see where this goes. Okay, so I've definitely... Drees is definitely a pitcher and someone's a hitter, and I'm guessing that's being Magruder. Yeah. And so I got a walk-off double with achieving 1 out. So full correct answers for Cleveland. 2002 mainly played outfield. Chris Magruder, Matt Wadden, Milton Bradley. 2002 mainly played infield. Travis Fryman, Omar Vizquel, Ricky Gutierrez. 2002 was starting pitchers Bartolo Colon, Chuck Finley, Ryan Drees. And 2002 reliever Carl Sadler, Bob Wickman, and Terry Mulholland. And then for Seattle Mariners, same categories, different players. Ichiro Suzuki, Mark McLemore, Jamie Moyer, Mike Cameron, Doug Creek, Jesse Relfort, James Baldwin, Jeff Nelson, Freddie Garcia, Jeff Cirillo, Kazuhiro Sasaki, and Carlos Guillen. Guillen and Moyer, I can definitely flip those two. Moyer, Garcia. You know what? Let's submit this and see where this gets me. Okay. Definitely flip. I think it's honestly just flip all these around. Yeah, and walk up triple. So full correct answers for the Mariners. 2002 mainly played outfield. Ichiro Suzuki, Mark McLemore, Mike Cameron. 2002 mainly played infield. Desi Relford, Jeff Cirillo, and Carlos Guillen. 2002 starting pitcher Jeff Baldwin, Jamie Moyer, Freddie Garcia. And 2002 reliever Doug Creek, Kazuhiro Sasaki, and Jeff Nelson. And that is it for Daily Walk-Off. So let's get right into the main part of this episode. So, World Series, we left off at Series being tied 2 games each heading into Game 5. Well, the Blue Jays won Game 5 pretty much within the first 3 batters of the game, where Vlad Jr., 2 batters of the game, where Davis Schneider took the first pitch out for a home run off Blake Snell, and then 2 pitches later, Vlad Jr. hit a home run, make it 2-0 just like that. And with Trey Savage dominating, they pretty much single-handedly won Game 5 6-1. And so they took a 3-2 series to Toronto, but I already knew going into Game 6, so this is probably going to Game 7. Yamamoto was pitching Game 6, and he's been dominating all postseason long. I'm like, okay, probably going to Game 7. And it went to Game 7, 3-1, because of a double play to end the game, where a line out to Enrique Hernandez in left field turned into a double play at second base, doubling up the runner at second to end the game. Also controversy in this game was, let's pull up Blue Jays. It's going to be hard to explain without an image. Rogers Center. Let's see if I can get like a good image of the outfield wall. And I don't know if it would be copyright for me to show the clip or not, so I'm not going to show the clip. That's not too bad. Not okay, like I think I'm just gonna have to use this. No, open new tab. I'll share this. So the ball got stuck basically right about over here, I believe it was, or maybe a bit further down, but pretty much got like stuck right under the wall. And they ruled it a ground rule double, and they debated whether it's and people are debating whether it's actually ground rule double or not, because technically, the ball ended up getting retrieved. But at the end of the day, the rule is if it gets lodged, ground rule double, and it got lodged. So I don't know if there's really much of a debate whether it's a ground rule double, but it ended up costing the Blue Jays. And then Game 7, the Blue Jays come out 3-0 lead. Bobish at 3-run homer, and they have the lead most of the way. And it enters the ninth, 3 outs from the first World Series since 1993, and then Miguel Rojas, of all people, game-tying home run. We're tied, and it's like, oh boy, here we go. But that wasn't necessarily the sign right away that, okay, Dodgers winning this game. And not the play where he almost tripped over, still made the play at home. That's debatable whether out or not. This I'm going to show, and if I get copyright for showing this, then so be it. But I'm going to show this play. It's hard to explain it without visual. I can't. Then collision. Also, bench is clear at 1.1 of the games because of oh, actually, I'll share this because this actually shows the little ball being lodged. I'll stop sharing. The ball being lodged, by the way. See if I can find a clip of the specific instance. Well, this actually shows the whole defense. This is gonna be stop. I'm not gonna include audio, but this is the start of the craziness defensively, and it starts with this moment right here. So bases loaded, 1 out, tied game. Runner scores. That's a ball game. Varsho up, grounds it to second. Rojas has a little bit of a trip over moment, recovers, throws home. Will Smith catches it, but comes off the bag, but came back on just in time to rule him out. Let's see if they show a replay of Will Smith play. Yep, they do. Let's see if they give the visual like close up. So you see right here. Oh, can't really see it there. Here. Make the throw home after a bit of a trip over. Catches it, was off the bag, but comes back on just in time. And this is the good visual. Comes off right here, but gets right back on just in time to get him out. They ended up reviewing the call and the call stands. But that's not the play that told me the Dodgers are going to win the World Series. This play right here. Ernie Clement up, bases loaded, 2 outs. Fly ball in a left center field gap. Enrique Hernandez and Andy Paz going for it. Looking like they're going to collide each other, and Andy Paz still catches the ball without dropping it. And normally on those kind of plays, that ball does not get caught. And I know very well from a Cubs moment, which I'll show in a moment. And the fact that he caught this ball when normally it drops, that was my sign the Dodgers are winning the World Series. And Will Smith ended up hitting the go-ahead home run in the top of the 11th. Blue Jays round a game-ending double play, and the Dodgers are back-to-back World Series champions. It's 5, 4, and 10 innings. But that was the moment right there where I knew, yep, Dodgers winning the World Series. Now I'm going to try to find this moment of an example of a collision where the ball drops. This specific instance for Cubs, part of their 2016 World Series year. I don't know if this is the right game or not, but it's definitely around the game where it happened. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't. No, that's definitely the wrong game because I know the Diamondbacks were wearing like a specific jersey for that game. I think it might be this one. Yep, it's this game. And it's right at this moment. Perfect. So I'm going to share this. This is the version where not and what normal. So this is 2016 for context, the Cubs World Series winning season. John Lackey on the mound, Gene Segura at the plate. Cubs ended up winning this game, as you can tell by the caption. So nobody on, nobody out. Bottom first early in the game. Pitch to Gene Segura. Hits the ball in the left. Oh, no, wait. No, that's not the moment. Sorry. Whoops. Let's try to. I did not realize. Okay, this is the moment. So full 3-1 count. 2 outs, bottom of the second. Diamondbacks up 3-2. And he gets a pitch up inside, hits it to the left center field gap. Schwarber, the left fielder here. Dexter Fowler, center fielder. Now, if you might know of this play because of the infamous injury that comes out of this and stuff, and I'll go into that in case you don't. But let's just replay this moment. And as you see it, they're going to collide with each other. And the ball drops, though it never really got caught. Schwarber tried to lazily get it, and turns into an inside the park home run. That's what normally happens when there's a collision. Not necessarily inside the park home run, but at least the ball drops. And FYI, this was the moment Schwarber got injured and was supposed to be out for the year. Ends up coming back in the World Series and ends up being huge for the World Series win. But that's why this moment might be famous to people. You might know of it, because this is the moment where he got injured and missed most of the season. And again, the Cubs did end up coming back to win this game, but that's an example where the ball drops. And normally what happens when there's collision play. I can try to spend a whole hour or so trying to find more examples, but that's one I definitely knew of, and I was like, might as well show it. And if I got a copyright claimed for it, so be it. But that's what happens normally. Anyways, but yeah, Dodgers win the World Series. They're back-to-back World Series champions. And as someone put it, they're the new Yankees. And I'm like, honestly, I don't think you're wrong to say that. They're the first team to repeat since 98 to 2000 Yankees who three-peated. Also, I wanted to put this poll out here, and this is more especially if you're a hockey fan, on top of being a baseball fan and football fan. And if you're a baseball, football, basketball, and hockey fan, this question is especially for you. So I wanted to ask this. Hold on one moment. Sorry about that. There's someone I forgot I was supposed to send a podcast episode to that.
Walmart stress-free is not.
And I didn't, so I wanted to make sure I sent it to him while it came to my mind. But yeah, so Dodgers back-to-back World Series champions. But for hockey, if you follow all four of those sports, I have a question for you. Which of the following teams that won back-to-back would you consider? Now I want to find how I state this question, but because I want to state it exactly how I said it to the person I had originally asked this to. There we go. Which repeat is more impressive to you? The Dodgers the last 2 years, the Chiefs the two past Super Bowls before this last one, the Florida Panthers, which is why hockey comes into factor, and the 17-18 Golden State Warriors. Now, I will tell you, I said Dodgers. And here's the thing. Now, I didn't really have a more concrete answer, but definitely one thing, I don't follow hockey, so I don't really have a say about the Florida Panthers. You could make a case about the Florida Panthers, and I'd honestly agree just because I don't know much about hockey. But here's the thing is, 17-18 Warriors pretty much repeated because they had KD. I mean, I should restate that. But it definitely aided them that they had KD part of that team. And then the Chiefs, I don't know. But yeah, my answer is Dodgers. Someone's answer to me, which was my dad actually, was Dodgers because baseball is the hardest sport to repeat. And I was like, honestly, I can hear that point. But let me know what you guys think. Which of those 4 would you say is most impressive? Let me know in the live chat and comments below. All right, let's get to the rest of this week's episode. So, college football recap. We had a bit of craziness in college football this weekend. Also, we officially have the first ever CFP rankings, and we will be going over that. So, the upsets that happened this week. Number 24, Utah beat number 17, Cincinnati, 45-14. NC State beat number 8, Georgia Tech, 48-36. By the way, these rankings are based off the AP rankings from last week, not off the CFP rankings. Number 20, Texas squeezes by number 9, Vandy, 34-31. Number SMU beat Miami, number 10, Miami, 26-20 in overtime. Number 14, number 18, Oklahoma beat number 14, Tennessee, 33-27. And West Virginia upset number 22, Houston, 45-35. So the first ever CFP rankings have officially come out. And let's go over them. Here we go. So we're going to start from the bottom. Number 25 coming off their loss is Tennessee. Number 24 coming off a win against Stanford is Pitt. Number 23, Washington, they did not play last week. Number 22, Missouri, they did not play last week. Number 21, Michigan, coming off win against Purdue. Number 20, Iowa, did not play last week. Number 19, USC, coming off win against Nebraska. Number 18, Miami, coming off the loss against SMU. Number 17, Georgia Tech, coming off the loss against NC State. Number 16, Vanderbilt, coming off the loss against Texas. Number 15, Louisville, coming off the win against Virginia Tech. Number 14, Virginia, coming off the win against Cal. Number 13, Utah coming off their win against Cincinnati. Number 12, Oklahoma coming off their win against Tennessee. Number 11, Texas coming off their win against Vandy. Number 10, Notre Dame coming off their win against Boston College. Number 9, Oregon coming off a bye. Number 8, BYU. Number 8, Texas Tech coming off their win against Kansas State. Number 7, BYU, who did not play last week. Number 6, Ole Miss coming off their win against South Carolina. Number 5, Georgia coming off their squeeze by win over Florida. Number 4, Bama, who was on bye. Number 3, Texas A&M, who's on bye. Number 2, Indiana coming off their win against Maryland. And number 1, Ohio State coming off their win against Penn State. So that is the first ever CFP rankings. The key games to look out for this weekend. There are 3 games of ranked versus ranked. Number 7, BYU visiting number 18, Texas Tech, 12 p.m. On ABC. Number 7, Texas A&M at number 22, Missouri, 3:30 on ABC. And number 9, Oregon visiting number 20, Iowa, 3:30 on CBS. That's it for college football. For NFL Weekly Recap, I have a few notes to go over. From Thursday Night Football, Ravens beating the Dolphins. Lamar Jackson of the Ravens has a 136.7 passer rating in his first 5 games this season. That's the highest mark by any QB over his first 5 games of a season in NFL history, minimum of 100 attempts. That was from the Ravens' 28-6 win over the Dolphins. From the Bears, crazy win over the Bengals, 47-42. The Bears are the first team in NFL history to have a player with 3+ pass touchdowns, Caleb Williams, another player with 1+ pass touchdowns and 1+ rushing touchdowns, DJ Moore, and a third player with 150+ rush yards in Kyle Monangai. Chiefs this week lost to the Bills 28-21. And the note I have from them, Patrick Mahomes had completed at least 50% of his passes in all of the 141 games of his career entering this game. That was more than twice. Actually, skip that fact because I'm not even trying to know if that's that state or not. Seahawks won on Sunday Night Football 38-14 over the Commanders. Commanders QB is injured and out for the year. Tough luck for them. But a note from this game, in NFL history, 4 QBs have done the following over their team's first 8 games of the season. Played 70% of passes, thrown for 2,000+ yards, thrown for 15+ touchdowns, taken fewer than 10 sacks. Those QBs are Tom Brady 2007, Peyton Manning 2009, Drew Brees 2018, and Sam Darnold this year with the Seahawks, which is crazy how he's actually had good years outside. Not crazy, but interesting. Also, this is since 1950 when QB's starts were first tracked. And then from Monday Night Football, where the Chargers hammered the Cowboys in 3 starts with the Cardinals, Jacoby Brissett has completed 65% of his passes, thrown for 850+ yards, thrown for 6+ touchdown passes, and rushed for a touchdown. The only other NFL QB to do that over his first three starts with the team was Kurt Warner with the Rams in 1999, the year they went on to win the Super Bowl. And that's it for the NFL recap, notes-wise. Predictions-wise, I went 9-5. Overall, I am 87-46. Standings update, which I have not done for NFL in a while. AFC East, Patriots first place 7-2, followed by the 6-2 Bills, followed by the 2-7 Dolphins, followed by the 1-7 Jets. In the AFC North, the Steelers in first place at 5-3, followed by the 3-5 Ravens, followed by the 3-6 Bengals, followed by the 2-6 Browns. In the AFC South, the Colts in first place at 7-2, followed by the 5-3 Jaguars, followed by the 3-5 Texans, followed by the 1-8 Titans. In the AFC West, the Broncos in first place at 7-2, followed by the 6-3 Chargers, followed by the 5-4 Chiefs, followed by the 2-6 Raiders. In the NFC East, the Eagles in first place at 6-2, followed by the 3-5-1 Cowboys, followed by the 3-6 Commanders, followed by the 2-7 Giants. In the NFC North, the Packers in first place at 5-2-1, followed by the 5-3 Lions, followed by the 5-4 Vikings. In the NFC South, the Buccaneers in first place at 6-2, followed by the 5-4 Panthers, followed by the 3-5 Falcons, followed by the 1-8 Saints. And in the NFC West, the Seahawks and Rams tied for first place at 6-2, followed by the 6-3 49ers, followed by the 3-5 Cardinals. And then as for week 10 predictions, Thursday Night Football, Raiders at Lions. I have the Lions Sunday, Falcons versus the Colts from Olympic Stadium in Berlin, 9:30 a.m. on NFL Network /NFL Plus. I have the Colts. Giants at Bears at 1 p.m. on Fox. I have the Bears. Bills at Dolphins, 1 p.m. on TBS. I have the Bills. Ravens at Vikings, 1 p.m. on Fox. I have the Ravens. I don't know why I put Miami by accident twice. Browns at Jets, 1 p.m. on CBS, which I might be at. I have the Browns. Patriots at Buccaneers, 1 p.m. on CBS. I have the Buccaneers. Saints at Panthers, 1 p.m. on Fox. I have the Panthers. Jaguars at Texans, 1 p.m. on CBS. I have the Jaguars. Cardinals at Seahawks, 4:05 on CBS. I have the Seahawks. Rams at 49ers, 4:25 on Fox. I have the Rams. Lions at Commanders, 4:25 on Fox. I have the Lions. Sunday Night Football, Steelers at the Chargers. I have the Chargers. And Monday Night Football, Eagles at the Packers. I have the Eagles. And that's it for this week's episode of the podcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you're new to YouTube, leave a like, subscribe on the notification bell, so notify when I go live and post a new video. If you're new in audio, follow the podcast, leave a review, hit the notification bell, so notify when I post on there. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I'll see you next week's episode 193. Bye-bye.